This is Lisa from the Cherry on Top. I'm here with a video, a process video, and I've got my brand new templates, Voyage, in the spotlight. I thought I'd choose a template where you might be like, what the heck am I supposed to do with that? So I had several ideas, but I'm just gonna go for one right now. I'm gonna go for one idea that I thought might be nice. I wanted to choose a kit or collection with nice bright colors, and I pulled up this one from the Sweet Shop from Kristen Cronenbaro, one of my all-time favorites. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. Here's your thing, and I want to show you here. Look at all of these photo spot options that I have given you. They're included in the template, but I put the little thing over here on the eyeball, and then you can't see it here. But you can see that I have provided you with options. Okay, I thought maybe I want to try a dark background. We're going to see. This is a process video after all. And I thought this would be a really neat way for you to just check out how the process is done, as well as see what I'm going to do with this template, because really I don't know exactly what I want to do with this template, but I just have an idea. I don't know if I'm going to kick myself in the butt for choosing a background paper that has a design on it, but oh man, it's so pretty. Isn't it just so gorgeous? I love it. Okay, I'm going to go for some really fun colors. Maybe this orange. I often like to start doing my papers first and then bringing it in and doing the other things. It all depends, you know. Sometimes it's like, where does it carry you? What is calling out to you? Oh, you gotta do that one first. You gotta do this one first. Let's see. 11. That's why I'm glad I started numbering these. I don't know if anyone has noticed the changes, but I started numbering my things on the side because a lot of times, like, the thing is to see like this. I can hardly even see what that says. And I thought it was the same thing. And here, I also mentioned it before that we used to be able to go through, and when you clicked on something and slid in another paper, it would take it right to that layer in PSE, but it doesn't do that anymore. So you gotta go dragging everything around. It's a real pain in the tushy. If you know of a better way, oh my goodness gracious, hook a sister up and let me know what that way is. I think I'd like some black here. What number is this? 8. I'm gonna slide in black. So I thought I'm gonna keep my suitcases very basic because my plan is to have, of course, this gorgeous decorative background, but then I'm also going to add quite some little clusters all around. For this one, I have another idea I want to try to pull off with a different kind of kit. I'm going to go with something really pretty and a little bit mature, and then later I want to do something a little more fun and whimsical. I like to mix it up a little. Let me see. I think gray might look good here. I merged all these layers to make scrapbooking a lot easier. Oh my goodness gracious, it would take you forever if you had to go in and literally do one by one by one, piece by piece. Oh my goodness gracious, I would go cuckoo. So I thought I'll save you some time and merge these layers that I thought really went well together anyway. So there we go. Maybe I'll go through and I'll explain a little bit of things that I'm doing. It looks like I have most of it. Here's another layer, 3. That looks like a good gray layer. I already have it gray. I'm going to go with the gray. Of course, you can always put in your own colors and textures and styles, and hopefully we'll get a chance to play with all that. Okay, it looks like I have all of my suitcases finished. Double check. Yes. Okay. I'm going to go real fast here. You see this little sign here? That means that you can play with it a lot more, but it makes your files enormous. So I always click on that and simplify those layers. Otherwise, oh my goodness, this file will be so huge. Okay. Now, if you want to add styles, it's very important that you don't click the paper layer. You have to click the template layer. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to go through and I'm clicking on all the template layers, not the paper layers. Now, I learned PSE just all through playing, just all on my own. And it took me a while to figure out some of these things. So that's why I want to make sure I share those with you. And I'm not sure exactly what style I'm going to use. I'm going to go for Made by Conscious Puffy Styles and see which one I like. Because I kind of thought, see, I would just be sure that there's that one. And then, I kind of like that one. And then there's that one. That one's like a little darker. Let me go back to this one. See, but it's neat. And what you can also do is you can go in and you can get them exactly the way you want. I think this is okay. It's not too bad. I really feel like the shadows could be more intense, especially on the layers like this where the actual suitcases are. Not the hardware, if you will. I'm going to go for the suitcase layers and not the hardware layers. I believe that's all the suitcase layers. And I'm going to add a little bit of a darker shadow. My shadow is very subtle, and I want it to be a little more boom, bada, bing. I like that a little more. What I will also maybe do is make it a little darker, especially because I'm on this dark background. I'm pointing at the screen, and you can't see that. I wonder how often I do that. Okay, we're at 100. I'm at the blue ones. I'm here. I'm working with this level right here. And I'm at 100. And I'm like, I don't know. It's really dark. I have this dark gray. I think it'll be okay because of the black background. It's really going to be tricksy to see it anyway. Okay, now let's see. Yeah, this all has that, and it all has a little bit of a shadow. I'm just, going through some of the details here and seeing if I like it all. Oh, this seems to be missed. Yes. Okay, I still need to fill in that paper layer. You can always go to the numbers, and if there's no paper over the number, then that layer has not been filled. Now see, because I have this orange, I'm going to make it match. I am so mitchy-matchy. I have always been a very mitchy-matchy person. Everything, it has to match, 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 match. My house is the same. You would not be surprised at all if you came over and saw this place. Oh, yeah. A little bit obsessed with the matching. Okay, I'm kind of sort of digging it. It looks all right. We can go through and we can tweak things a little bit later if we feel it necessary. There's some places where I feel the shadows could be pumped up a little bit. Let me see, this here is this layer. We'll play just a little bit. I think darker. The drop shadow, it's really not that big. Yeah. Maybe the distance a little bit more, especially because it's quite a stark contrast here. I'm being very picky. I'm being very particular. Okay, let me just keep going through here. I kind of like this here. I think this is kind of cute. However, I'm pretty sure the photos I would use wouldn't have pictures of luggage. I can't ever remember taking a picture of luggage. It's probably the least favorite part of, the whole trip planning, whatever. Okay, now, so I had two ideas, like I explained to you. I see some paint back here. I think we could use a little bit of paint in the background. Ooh, it's a stamp. Oh, lovely. Well, stamps are hard to move. See there, I moved the background instead of the stamp. That's a tricky thing with stamps. Sometimes, see, if I make it bigger by pulling in the corner, and then I move it around a little bit, and it's okay. I kind of dig that, especially because, like I said, I'm using this. I don't know how big we can make it, if it'll look ridiculous or not. You gotta take a look at the quality. Kind of dig it. See, when you enlarge things, especially like I just did, I really made it a lot larger. You often can distort the quality, but look, it still looks quite okay. And then I was also contemplating, after I simplify it, to make it a little bit lighter by messing with the opacity here. Opacity, tomato, potato. Let's see. I do see it looks a little bit fuzzy. Just a little bit. Just a little bit fuzzy. So I think I'll make it a little smaller. Sometimes what you could do too, depending on exactly where you want to put it, is is you can always double it up. I often do that with stuff, so I don't distort it too much. I just double it up. But I kind of like that. I really dig all the colors that she put in the stamp. That's really nifty. And then I'll look and see if there's some paint somewhere too, as we're, oh yes, this looks like some paint. And I think this is white paint as well. Okay, I'm just gonna do a right click and I'm gonna go send to the back. Otherwise I gotta flow through. And that can sometimes be a pain. Paint isn't always the easiest to move either. See, this is a lot of paint, and you can do lots of, you could take it off a little bit, you could use your eraser tool, and you could get rid of some of the parts that you might not want. Love this pink. I got a lot of pink over here. Actually, let's switch that around. Oh, see, there goes my stamp again. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, I clicked on the wrong one. I'm going to simplify these two layers. Right click, simplify. I'm going to go to the pink here, and we're going to put both of these on top of that stamp, and maybe it'll be a little easier to move. See, I'm going to take the white, because there is quite some white in that corner. I'm going to put it over here where there's less white. And then this pink, I was going to put it over there, but I have lots of pink suitcases there, and here I don't. So I think it will go better in this corner. Ooh, yeah, I'm digging it. And then we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to put a little more paint where there's none. Duplicate, left clicking, lots of left clicking here. And again, I think I'm going to keep the white on this side. Because, yeah, right there's another pink suitcase. Right click, duplicate layer, left click. Okay, and slide into place. Now, if you don't want your paint blurby splatter to look just like the one above it, what a neat thing you could do is I always click like this, and then right click, and then either flip it vertically or flip it horizontally or both. And then it gives it a different look. So it doesn't look like you just copy pasted and stuck the thing in the same place. I do that a lot. Even when I'm designing like a solid paper, I like to at least change the direction of the texture so that it looks different and it doesn't look like I'm just trying to get a shortcut and copy paste, stick it there. Okay, like this. I'm kind of digging it. It's kind of cute. The only thing that looks kind of flat is this, but I know I have all these hooked up. I might play with that just a little bit. It's this one here. I think I want a little more of a bevel, but I gotta make sure that they all don't get too much of a bevel. Did I click on the wrong thing? No, I did not. Oh yeah, I see. No, that's really too flat. Yeah, okay. Alright, that's the best I'm gonna get, but that's okay. A little bit more of a shadow maybe. Let's see if we like it. I'm gonna take a look because it's here. It's a lot of this gray. Nah, maybe not that intense. We'll go for something like that. Okay. All right. I still think it's kind of cute. It's kind of fun. I'm definitely loving the colors. The other idea I thought about doing, I have these two ideas, is to take these suitcases here, these nice, very basic shaped templates, and putting little pictures in there. But I think that'll go better with a more fun, cutesy look. And here I'm just, like I said, I'm trying to keep this one a little more grown up, mature, a little stylish. Okay, we're getting good here. We're getting good. I don't know how many frames I took. I've got that frame. I got that frame. I like this. Is pretty. This dreams. I want to see how it's going to look. Because, yes, I'd still like to get something here in this corner like I had. It would be really tough, difficult to move my suitcases to kind of fill in this space with this because, yes, everything is merged together. There's ways around it, of course, but we're not going to get into it in today's video. I kind of like it. I'm going to play with the idea of, let me simplify again, and I'm going to try an outline to see if I like it, because to me right now, especially with the yellow, it's all just so happens to be yellow, it kind of blends in, or, yeah, the color just isn't perfect. So I'm going to add an outline, and I'm going to duplicate that layer, okay, and then I'm going to clear the layer there, left click. But first, I think I might even go in with a different paper there and just cover over the gold with another paper. Which one? I think pink would be a great contrast, and the blue. could be too. I wanted to check out some of her blue design paper and see might look good over that. Let's check it out and see. That's the whole thing, scrapbooking, digital scrapbooking. It really is so much about experimenting and seeing what works, what doesn't work. I didn't know if white would look good. Well, now that it has a little bit of white in the design, I might try that. I was going to go with black originally. That was my first thought. Let's see if we like white. We'll just try it all. Oh, I forgot to simplify. My fault. Right click, simplify that, because that was the stroke. See? And now you can make that stroke any color you want and texturize it. Of course, you can do it just by using your color picker tool. But here you can see it certainly is contrasting, but I don't know that I love it. I'm going to put some shadows to see if it makes me like it a little more. Oops, wrong button. Left click on the shadows. These are shadows. I've been using these for so long. They are from Snickerdoodles. I like the little darker one. Okay, I'm going to put a shadow behind that outline. And this one's going to be quite intense because it is a little bit over here. So it needs a bit of depth. I'm going to go with something like that. I don't know. I'm going to click on all the layers. I'm going to move it around because I don't love it. See, here's not too much contrast. Here's quite some contrast, but I don't know. I'm not loving it. I think black would blend too well. I don't know. I'm not digging it. I'm going to delete it. It looks too busy. It just looks too busy for me right now. Okay, I'm going to go through my little stash here. Look at all these lovely elements. Oh my goodness, they're so lovely. And I want to see if I can find a nice frame. Otherwise, we might have to build our own. Here's a frame. Oh, I see some frames. Yippity bip. Here's a frame. Oh, yay. Okay, I chose two. There might be more, but I went through because the collection is so large. I can't put it all in my gallery down here. So I was picky and just went through and took some stuff. Oh, gosh. Okay, okay. Yes, you know how often this happens. It often happens in my when I do traditional scrap too. I just love everything. My gosh, you see all these embellishments, and you're like, I want to use that. 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 I want that. I want that. I want that. And you have to choose, and that can be really tricksy. See, something like that. Maybe I'm gonna just play around and see. We can spend so much time just experimenting with where we want to put stuff. Now, see, here I went with this design, this juxtaposition, I should say, because I thought it would be a neat photo spot to fill. When I turn it to the right, now that makes it a little more difficult, I think, to find a photo to fill that spot. I don't know. Okay, I don't want to block all my suitcases, especially like the neat parts, the neat nifty parts. But you can always make it smaller or bigger. Okay, maybe something like this. This one I think is really cute. Now if I put it there, I really love this ensemble of suitcases. So I don't want to block that. Maybe something like this. My original plan, dun dun dun, was to have a big frame, just like, kind of like this. See, but I don't want to make this one so big. It might look ridiculous. And I really had in mind something more square. So that's not going to work for me this time. I do like it though. And this, I don't know if this is going to work either. Look, this is the original size that it comes in. And the size I thought, well, I really want it quite larger. And like I said, I don't particularly care for taking them and making them like that. So I'm going to delete that. And what we'll do now is we'll show you how to put or design your own little template. Okay, graphics. I'm going to go to graphics here with left click. And we're going to scroll through all these lovely shapes that Photoshop Elements provides for us until we come to the area where there are here all these kinds of frames. I want something very basic and plain because we got a lot of stuff going on our page already so far, and we have not even started with clusters. So now look, we can go with a rounded one, which is a bit appealing because a lot of my suitcases are round. Or if you want more contrast, you can go for one that is square. Kind of digging the rounded one though. Once again, we'll pull it in and we'll just see. We'll see how it goes. Okay. See, I keep covering up this really cute suitcase. I really like that suitcase. Let's see. Maybe we could put a series of little layers. See, it could be a little frustrating, I suppose. Sometimes what you might want to do is save lots of time by using a template. And in this particular instance, this might be a little more time consuming than what I first thought. But still, the process is fun. It's a good process. Okay. Okay, I like the juxtaposition of this and the shape and the angle. I think it's pretty good. Maybe I'll throw in another one. Was that the size? That was probably the size. Let's turn this one just for something different. And maybe put it, let's see. That was another idea I had. It was just putting pictures just over the top. Like letting a little bit of the suitcase show and then just putting a picture here. And then, oh, quite did it. And this one I will make it a little smaller and I will put it here. And then you could put a little picture there and a little picture there and a little picture there. That's another idea I had. That's what I love about templates. It makes it so fun. There's so many things you can do with them. I really love that. I'm not sure. I'm not a huge fan of multiple photo pages because personally, I don't take series of photos that often. Maybe on vacation I would use a couple more photos, but otherwise, it's not typical that I would do that. And of course, I like to design stuff that I can use too. Something like this seems pretty cool. I'm going to take them both. I'm going to go back there. Here, I'm going to simplify these again because these are smart objects. And like I said, they take up a lot of space on the computer. And I'll be honest with you, I don't even know how to work with a smart object. I don't know what that says about me. The irony. Okay. I kind of dig that. This might look cute. Okay, so it's just an idea, right? And I just have these very basic things. We're going to pimp up these frames by using papers from the collection. And that way we'll get consistency and we'll also get texture. I still think black will look good. Let's try black and see. Black and white, maybe? Just right click and create a clipping mask. And then we can merge those. And when you merge them, you'll see that the smart object goes away. And that's pretty good too. Well, I'm just a touch bothered, Miss Mitchy Matchy here, that this is rather a dark, bright black, and this is not so. So one thing you can do to help with that is go back and get the exact paper and put that over the top. So let's do that. Yes, of course, all the way to the bottom. We're going to bring it to the front and put it over the paper we want. Right click, left click, create a clipping mask, and now I have the exact one. Always use the corners when you resize things or you'll get a distorted, messed up vision. I'm just experimenting here. See, now my frame's kind of ooh, I kind of dig that. Oh, I kind of dig that. See, you can move it, get it just the way you want. Try to get quite some paint in there. Yeah, look at all that paint in there now. I can move it in a little bit more. I'd like almost as much paint as I can because I kind of dig that. Okay, I can only go down a little bit more, but I'm going to take every inch I can get. Every millimeter I can get. Hey, I like it, I like it a lot. And we can take this a step further. Still, I'm going to merge these layers. Makes it so much easier to add effects and move it around when you merge the layers together. You don't have to. And if you don't like it, just do what I just did. Put another paper over it. It's okay. It doesn't really make a big difference. I'm going to make it a little smaller, just a little bit smaller, because I just don't like the way it lays in juxtaposition to the top parts of these suitcases. I really like the suitcases, and I kind of want to show them off. I'm going to do a couple of things. I'm going to do the same thing I did with the suitcases, and I'm going to add a tiny little, I like thickers too. Let me show you that. I was going to use a bevel, but let me show you thickers too. These are mommy-ish thickers. See, it just gives you a little bit of intensity there. I'm going to click on drop shadow. It's just another way to get your drop shadow in there. Instead of just always going to styles, you can also do it that way. I don't like the color of my shadow. I'm going to intensify it a little more, maybe. Yeah, that looks a little better. It just looked kind of bland and kind of blah, and not a very nice shade of gray. Now, you see, I gave my frame a little bit more depth and dimension without this heavy shadowing and light and dark, and it's nice. I think the thickers are pretty neat. You know, you got to play with these different kinds of styles, and some styles are going to be totally different than others. Okay, now we need to get this one going. Let's see if that white paper. Yes, she has the white one too. Oh, Toph, that is so cool. Look at that. Beautiful. We're going to do the same thing and see if we like it. Create a clipping mask with the left click. Use the corners. Pull it in. See where it goes. Oh, look at there. See, we can stop there. If you didn't want too much paint on your frame, you could totally stop there. And then you won't have so much. And you know, since this is blank down here, and this is blank down here, look what I'm going to do. I'm going to do what I showed you before. I'm going to do there. I'm going to do right click, and I'm going to switch it vertically. No, that didn't work. Yeah, that was supposed to work. Now, why didn't it do it? Oh, okay, I had to slide. Come on, move with me here and see what I'm doing. Did you see what I did there? Try to center it a little better. Okay, go up a little bit more. Okay. Now see, here it's plain, and here it's busy, and here it's plain, and there it's busy. See, balance. Ooh. And what I'll do is I'm going to go here to this level, and I'm going to right click, and I'm going to copy the layer style. And then I'm going to come over here, merge these guys quick. My thing goes away there, makes it smaller. I'm going to paste the layer style. Right click, left click, paste the layer style. The only thing I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to amp up that shadow a little bit because it is a whole level up. And, you know, I'm not a pro at shadowing. There's people who are much better than I am. But I always thought, here's the drop shadow layer here, that every layer up, the shadow needs to be a little bigger or a little bit farther away from the page, literally. And perhaps you can play with it yourself a little bit more broad. See, the shadow is like from here to here. That's the size, right? See, when I bring it down, see that shadow? It shrinks and it's not as big. But really, this frame is so high because it's you got your paper layer, you got the suitcase layer, and you got the frame layer. So if you're looking at it, you know, somewhat literally, that's how it's going to be. I'm going to show you, and this is a little template trick too, of course. I'm going to go to my graphics. We need to make some picture spots here. Instead of taking a picture and trying to get it in and get it to go just right, we'll do it template style. And we'll simplify right away. And put it on the layer we need. Let's see, under this one first. It doesn't matter what color it is, eh? Because you're going to put a picture over it, so it doesn't matter at all. There we go. We're going to duplicate the layer. Left click, left click, left click. We're going to put it under the next frame. Slide her over. Make it the exact size you need, and then all you have to do is bring your pictures in and clip. And you know what I thought? I didn't prep pictures, and I don't want to waste so much of your time by putting in the pictures, but I don't think that's an important part anyway. So we're going to just take you through the whole process. We're going to show you everything but the pictures. You know what would be a smart idea is to go up to File and do a save. Before I forget, okay, T-Cod Voyage, and I like to put the name of the kit, or at least whose I used, and it's one of my favorite, KCP. I'm sure I'll be able to look right at it and know exactly whose kit it is, and save it where you like to save it, and save it in a format that's layered if you think you want to change it again, of course. See, we're not finished yet. So I definitely want to save it in a TIFF. Now, I don't know about everybody else's PSE and Photoshops and stuff like that, but mine can go totally wacky sometimes. So it's essential that you save every couple minutes. It does not automatically save. And sometimes it just kicks me out in the middle of something, especially when I want to use text. And especially when I want to crop something, it kicks me out or it gets stuck, and you lose everything if you don't save. So it's really important that every couple of minutes you go back and save. See how long it's taking to save? La 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 la. We could start thinking about our clusters as mine is taking forever to set. It doesn't always take that long, of course, because I'm making a video. Perhaps that's why it's taking extra long. I'm going to think about where do we want the clusters. This area is pretty busy already. I think I was going to go for something quite small here. And then I'm thinking maybe just kind of like maybe this whole side. We'll have to see what kind of options we have. We'll have to see what we have to play with. And I still, this area here, it does still bother me. Maybe we can find something just right to put in there. Okay, we got to go through. I'm going to work on the little cluster first and get a little familiar with what's here. Oh, right, I saw this banner and Lola loved it. I am a bit of a banner fan. I kind of like this over and under thing. That's kind of nifty. Yeah, but it's covering up the cool suitcase parts. I like all these cool, I took a lot of time. These are all my shapes, by the way, designing these suitcases. And this suitcase I thought was so fun. That was one of my favorites. So I don't want to cover it up too much. I don't know if I'm going to make this smaller, maybe just this side here. Nah, I don't know. It looks a bit busy. I kind of like it, though. I kind of don't. I love the white string across. It's making a lovely contrast. I'm going to leave it for now. We'll see. Let's see what else there was in here. Oh, I just love it. Look at all these bow choices. Wow, this one is super cute. We've got our buttons. We just got to kind of do a mental thing here. See what we've got. Let me see what this is exactly. Oh, a call to see what it is. Let me bring it to the front. I don't know why they would put a layer on the bottom every time. It's really hard to play with it that way too. These things can be so funky sometimes. This might be a neat way to add some journaling or something, but I don't think it's gonna work for this page. So goodbye. See what I told you? Lots of playing around. Oh, I just love scatter. I love, love, love scatter and paint. They're just essential. They help anchor your pages. They help add color. They help add it adds a level where you can kind of bring everything together. Sometimes you got a page where you're just looking at it and you're like, oh my god, this page is everywhere. Okay, I find this scatter a bit boring. And scatter can sometimes help bring it all together, like by color or by texture. Look at this color. As boring as the other one is, this one is hello, in your face. Fantastic. I really only wanted in a couple of people places, and I might want it a little smaller too. Some mini scatter. This is called scatter, and the paint that we use is often called splatter. Send to the back. All right, I want it above the paint though. That makes it a bit more realistic. I love this little pop of color. That's kind of fun. And then we'll simplify, and then we'll add a shadow. You definitely need to simplify before you add your shadows, or it can get all messed up. Use a paper shadow, nice and dark, which is really necessary on this dark background paper. Chicka chicka chang. A little bit here, maybe. Ooh. A little bit further over. Okay. I'm going to do the arrow thing in the corner. We're going to do horizontal because I'd like the bigger chunk of... Ooh. There. Yeah. I wanted that bigger cluster of scatter to be on that side. Okay. I kind of dig that. That's pretty fun. Just kind of centered, really. The scatter. We're going to look a little further and see what we've got. This is kind of cute. I don't know. I'm going to throw it up here and see what we think. Oh, good. It's on the top. Yeah, I thought it might look cute here. Kind of balance out the dark because I'm pointing again. Because here we have a really light layer with the light suitcase and the light frame. Might be neat to darken it up a little bit to make it more balanced with this quite dark side. The dark side. Let's see. I don't know. Nah. I like the idea of something dark there, though. But not that. All right, let's take a look at our clusters. I love how she has some already done up for us. Isn't that nice? I don't think they'll look very good because it's like a stamp look. Let's just slide one up to see. Just bring one up, and then you can see how beautiful it is. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I don't know that it really goes with the rest of my style, but I love it. It's very, very pretty. I like these flowers. What I'm looking for now is the greenery. I like to start at the bottom and work my way up. I often work like that. I think that's the greenery I like best. I'm not thinking the rest will go so well with this. Let's try. And then there was this one. Let's see if we like that one better. That's like a whimsical one, and this one is like a realistic one. We're a bit whimsical with our suitcases. I think this is too busy of a piece. This is what often happens. It's too busy. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Like this leaf has so many details, all this space, all these leaves, and I find it way too busy next to a design paper and to this cluster. See, this one is less busy. And it's like, on my brain especially. My brain. My very cluttered brain. It can't take all the clutter on a page as well. I'm still not loving that, in all honesty. I still find it a little busy. I'm going to grab this one. But sometimes it looks a little busy, but once I get going, then it's okay. I'm going to bring these both to the front. I don't know if I'm going to like this other one. Let's see. Just a plain leaf. I love that she gives us lots of options. It's the worst when you get this wonderful kit and or collection and you get this foliage where it's all the same. It's all long and skinny, or it's all short and fat, or it's all big and bushy. Every kit should have a little bit of everything in it. It can't be all the same. Okay, I think that's okay. I wanted to see what this would look like as well. What might look cool. I have an idea. Oh, I think I have a great idea. Okay, wait. Now, the problem I'm having is there's not enough contrast. To me, with these particular foliage, I don't find it has enough contrast. I do like it, but it needs more contrast, and that's when a stroke can come in handy. What I thought about doing is changing the colors. Okay, black I thought would look really good. But I thought perhaps, and I just want to try, the top one might look good with white. Let's see. See, it just adds something a little different. It's a little different. I kind of dig it. Let me grab them both and get them exactly where I want them. Well, actually, I kind of like the green right where it is. Maybe a little taller. Reach up almost to the other suitcase. Almost to that pink one. But not quite. Okay, now slide her down. There we go. I know this one's way too big. I want to make this one smaller. Left click, using the corners, getting it right where it needs to go. We'll see if we like it. Maybe we won't. We need some good shadows, so we have lots of contrast there. They're going to have to be a bit on the dark side as well. I'm going to go with this one. No, I think that's pretty good. Might go back and make it a little darker. And then the next shadow up. See, foliage 1, 2, 3. I think it. Oh! I made it. I put it on the wrong one. Okay. Here. There we go. Voila. Like I said, I would prefer it a little darker. Just mess with the opacity. Make that shadow a little more intense. Yeah, definitely. I might want it even more intense. I'm going to click here. Left click. That was a left click. And then see, oh, that's perfect. But you can move around and get just what you want. See, here would be darker. Here would be lighter. Here you can have orange. That's neat, eh? You can even change. That's how you can get a glow going, eh? By changing the color of a shadow. I think that's way cool. Especially sometimes when you have a dark background, you need to add a different color shadow so that you can actually see the shadow. All right, now I don't know if I'm going to deal with that or not. Kind of like it. It's a little bit whimsical and goes with the whimsical looking suitcases. But yeah, but the kit is not so whimsical, so I'm not sure if I'm going to like it, but we're going to stick with it for now. Let's pick out our favorite flowers. I think yellow is pretty essential. I love this flower. Oh, look at them all. The white one is really pretty. Look at these blue ones. We need a blue one. Which blue one, though? Oh, I like that. Let me just bring that one in for now. That one's kind of interesting. Okay, now I gotta get all my flowers together. This is the thing that really bothers me. And that's how when you slide the thing and it just goes so randomly wherever. There might be some setting or something I don't know about. But OMG. So I just click on them all. I'm going to right click and simplify, then that's done. And then I'm going to right click and I'm going to bring them all. Oops, I wanted to bring them to the front. Oh, great. Now I can't see them anymore. Oh, my goodness gracious. Undo. How often does that happen? Okay, right click, bring to the front. Bring forward. That hardly ever works for me. Okay, here we go. Now we got a little bit of foliage. We need to figure out where we're going to put all ours. I thought the white one would be rather small. I think I need a rather darker one for, and this one just looks like it should be a tiny, tiny flower. Where's our darkest flower? This isn't very dark either. The yellow and the blue so far. Let's put the yellow one on top. Oh, I don't like the yellow with the orange. It really seems to clash. Doesn't go right. And here I might have too much blue. And look, it's exactly the same color as all this. So I don't like that either. Okay, let's go back to our flowers. I'm never a fan of brown flowers. I don't know what it is, people. I don't know what it is. Oh, it might be just me. Okay. Okay, we're going to pause. Hey, we're on part 2 here. Dog started barking in the middle of the last one. Okay, we were looking for some contrasting flowers because our flowers were just all melding in a little bit too well. Kind of dig this one. Okay, I don't have to worry about the pink here because there's going to be an image there. I don't know which one, and I probably won't be sharing that with you because, like I said, it will take me forever to find what kind of picture I want to put in there, and I don't want to waste your time with that. Let's see. I thought about putting it here. The size looks nice, but I don't like the blue next to the blue. I want to keep this blue farther away from that blue, and I definitely want to keep my yellowy flower farther away from the orange. So I think I'll put it there. Kind of like that so far. And then the white one, I thought we'll keep that one a little on the smaller side. I thought I wanted a little more behind. I'm going to try a couple of different places. Ooh, yeah. I kind of like it there. And then I really cover up almost all my foliage there. Put it a little lower, maybe. And then this little one is so cute. I almost always like little flowers. We could put this one maybe in a couple of places, maybe even a little smaller. I always think it's nice when you repeat a couple of the flowers for a little bit of consistency on the page. We'll see if we like that one there. I'll get another one. And I'm not so sure I want to keep, maybe I'll put this one a little bit behind. I'm not so sure I want to keep the center like it is. It looks a little messy. And she did give us a wonderful selection of buttons. So I would definitely look through the buttons and we'll experiment with that and see if we can get a button in just the right space. Now see, I have a flower that matches the suitcase very well. Too well. So I want to keep it a little further away from there. But you know, the rule of 3 thing, they say, oh, there's no rules in art, and I dig that there's no rules in art, not really, but there's this thing called rule of 3, and I dig that rule of 3 and odd numbers. Sometimes it can be helpful when you're designing something and, I don't know, you're just having problems getting it just right. I have a feeling that all my flowers look a little too big for this area, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on them all, except for maybe my little guys. Well, I'm going to click on them anyway, and I want to make it a little smaller. I think the cluster looks a bit large for the space that it's in, if you know what I mean. And we'll just kind of keep it in the same area, but make it a little smaller. I think I'm going to also make my yellow flower smaller. Looks a bit largish. Maybe tuck it in a little bit more. My cluster's looking very round. It's not going long enough. I'm going to put some shadows in. Sometimes the cluster doesn't look all that great, and then you start putting shadows in, and you're like, yeah, okay, it's all right. Some more shadows here. Just using mine from Snickerdoodles. Very easy, because I go gradual. See, there's flower 1. I just did flower 2 on the white one. This would be flower 2 because it's a little bit on top of this flower there. And then that's 2, that's 2. Then this would be flower 3. And then you could decide where this flower would be. You could use 2, you could use 3, and make that 4 if you want. Play around. This is flower 3. Let's see what flower 4 looks like on top. It looks like maybe you could use some more dimension. I think that's quite okay. Like I said, I think I'd like to look for a button. She had lots of lovely buttons here in the beginning. Ooh, yellow one might look divine. I like this white one here too. Hey, I thought for sure it was going to throw it in the back there, but it didn't. I'm going to bring it to the front. I'm going to simplify it right away. Shrink it up using those corners. Is there enough contrast there, people? I don't know. I kind of like that it does match the flower a bit. We're going to put a shadow and see what we think. Yeah, that's cute. It's cute. I don't mind it. Oh, I forgot my shadow here. Oh, slacker. There we go. You're kind of losing the effect of the banner, maybe? I don't know. Oh, I'll bring it down a little bit. Oh, yeah, there we go. There we go. I'm going to angle it a little so you can't see the knot there. I'm going to bring it up just a little bit. Oh, let's put a shadow on it. I'm kind of liking it more and more. Just want to make sure it was simplified. See a nice deep dark shadow? I kind of dig that. Anybody else feel like it still needs to go this way a little more? Something I'm going to play with. I'm going to grab these foliage from behind, duplicate those, and we'll put them there and see if it solves what feels like a missing spot to me. I'm going to turn them to the right, and then I'm going to change it vertically. But seriously, PSE is a great program, especially for beginners or people like me who really don't know all that much about this whole digital thing. I tried Photoshop, the regular version, but I was really overwhelmed. I couldn't get anything to go. I couldn't even get my images on the page. I just didn't know where to start. I thought it was much too difficult to start there without having any kind of training. But PSE, you don't need training. And I thought, well, once I master PSE, I will move on. I will put on the big girl panties and try Photoshop. I want to make this shadow a little bit more intense. You just double click on the FX, mess with the opacity. That's one way, of course. See, it's a little bit darker. And then, of course, you can change the shadow color like I showed you earlier in the video. Whoa. Ooh, see, I just love that dimension and kind of like drama that it adds. I still don't know about my my leaves. I'm going to try a couple of things with my leaves. I'm not convinced yet. First, I'm going to clear the layer style and see if I like it better. I might. I'm going to go and I'm going to clear all the layer styles from my greenery. See, I think it makes it a little less busy, actually, if that means anything. I think busy is in the eye of the beholder. I think we all think of busy as something a little different. I might like that better. To me, it's more congruous with the flowers and stuff like that. I kind of dig it. I think it's okay. I'm missing like sparklies and something flying still. That's still what I'm looking for. Let me see if I can find anything here, like a butterfly, something light and flying. And here's some stuff I can't even see what it is. Let's see what this is. That is some string. I don't want that. Let's see what this is. Some more string. No, that's not what I'm looking for. We're going to get rid of the string. Keep looking. What have we got that's kind of light and fly away? A butterfly, an insect. Like I said, I didn't pull in everything, so it's possible I left something behind. Oh, here's a heart. If worse comes to worse, I'll show you what I often do. Oh, here's some petals. That's kind of interesting. Okay. Oh, a little bit of ribbon. Oh, here's some stars. It kind of doesn't fit with my theme, though. Oh, they're so pretty. I love this tassel. I love dangly things. Don't get me wrong, people. But they're not going to fit here with this layout right now. But normally, I love those little things that dangle. They're fun. Okay, I'm going to go like this, and then I'm going to go right click. Oh, it didn't do it. Try again. Right click. Oh, I don't need that. Darn it, I'm trying to get them to a level where I can actually work with them. That's such a pain. I hope PSC will fix that, or someone will give me a shout out and tell me how to fix it myself. Okay, now that's better. Oh, I like that she made the heart vellum. That's cool. Because stars, I just don't find that stars fit with my theme here. Colors are great. I really love the way she did them. What we could do, no. I think I'm gonna throw them out because they just don't work with the theme. I love the petals. What a great idea for scatter. It's really neat, but I don't think this is gonna work either. Got ditch those. Okay, all we're left with is a heart. All right. But I like it. Hearts are very versatile. I love when they give me hearts. And this is what I often do. If I don't have a neat floating butterfly or insects, just like I was saying about scatter, splatter, and paint, how it anchors the page. I also like something floating. I want something really high in the sky, up in the air. And I want something flat on the ground. And then I want some stuff in the middle. And to me, that's what helps give a page balance, right? And of course, you could do what I did before and you could change the colors like we did with the word art that didn't work. You could change the colors of these if the white wasn't enough, but I think it's kind of enough. I think it's okay. I had an idea though. I'm going to try something just real fast. We're going to add a stroke to the hearts. Again, me and my strokes. And then I thought what might look nifty is to change the color of the stroke maybe to this like a find a goldish yellow that's in the kit. Yeah, see? Ooh, something a little lighter maybe? See if it's too light. Oh no, that's what I'm looking for. And we'll say okay. Now the shadow. Do we want to darken the shadow a little bit? Watch my heart, the shadow behind it. It's gonna get darker. It's quite high, so I don't know if we want to go too dark, but a little bit, so it stands out a little bit more. I think we're going to go with it. Now what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to left-click copy layer style, right-click, left-click paste layer style, so that my hearts are the same. Now see, but the problem I have is my heart is about the same size as my flower, and I don't want that. I don't like when two items are too similar in size that are right next to each other. See, this heart is okay. We can leave it a little bit bigger if we want. The hearts don't have to be the same size. You can do them different sizes. But I want a bunch of those. Again, so it doesn't look so busy and to kind of bring it all together. This one I'm going to make it a little smaller. We'll change the angle every time. We don't want the same angle everywhere. Well, once again, it looks like a shortcut, you know? It looks like you're trying to save time. It's okay to do things that save time, but a little bit more smart, and you don't want to take away from your design. Just a couple more maybe, and then we're going to wrap this puppy up. I am so glad that y'all came around to check out another process video. I didn't realize that they were so looked at until I bothered to look through my views on YouTube and see what the people are liking. But that would be it, I guess. I think the only thing maybe, I don't know if I need something here. Do we need something here? Maybe we should just, yeah, that is a blank space. Ooh, I have an idea. Okay, what we'll do is we're going to click on all of the goodies from in the cluster. I do this a lot. This is a time saver, okay? This is a big time saver. Click on them all. We're going to duplicate the whole set. We're going to bring it down here. Okay, we don't like the angle. We're going to click on that arrow again on the corner, right click. I'm going to switch it horizontally. I'm going to put it in this corner. Now there's so many things you can do. You can leave it exactly as it is, and then you'll have the exact same cluster, which isn't such a bad idea. I just want to play around with the angle a little bit. I don't think I like that very much. But what I usually do is I do leave the cluster similar to the one, but once again, I feel a little bit like it's cheating when I leave it exactly. So what I will do is I will make some really subtle yet quick changes, okay? Moving things and just tweaking things a little bit, because it's highly unlikely that your cluster will look exactly perfect where it looked perfect somewhere else. So keep that in mind. I know too, when I have ladies that are looking to be on the team, a lot of times it just looks like they take too many shortcuts. You got this lovely pack of templates. You want to put it in the best of light so that people can see just its potential and gorgeousness. There we go. No, these time-saving 10-minute pages. It's okay if sometimes you can get a really gorgeous page in 10 minutes. They don't always have to take hours and hours. You gotta just ask yourself, what is it you're looking for? Are you looking for an absolutely fabulous page? Are you looking for an average page? It depends on the project. When I'm working on things for other people, I usually put even more time into them than I do my own. I'm gonna put my flower a little bit differently. Gotta keep dragging that button along there. I don't know, I think I lost a flower, but instead of trying to find it, I'm just gonna go get another one because, yeah, you've been watching me for quite a while now. You might be sick of my voice. I kind of wanted it on the top. I'm gonna right click, bring it to the front. Yeah, I think I really like the way this came out. And it's still probably, oh, this one is so similar to that, but I kind of like it. It looks okay. It's still a little bit too even with that heart. I know, I'm really, really particular. I think there's some ladies out there that are a lot worse than myself. I'm just going to say that. I feel like that needs to be duplicated. This happens too. You think, okay, I'm almost finished. And then you end up spending like another half hour on that page. Or maybe even an hour. I don't know. I like to talk to the other Scrappy sisters about that and see the kind of hours that they put into their work. I think this is quite okay. If you really wanted, you might even want to make another cluster and put something small up there. But then you cover up all the suitcases, and I like the idea of leaving the suitcases rather exposed. I think it's really fun. I know I talked about putting a cluster here, but I'm rather pleased with that there. And I like the space it fills up. I don't think there's room for word art anymore. I might be able to squeeze one in here, but I think I'm very satisfied with this. Thanks again for checking out the cherry. I'm so pleased that you watched this video. And make sure you go through and see if there's anything else we can help you with. If you have any kinds of requests of any kind, you need a video of something, me to show you how to do something, go head over to the group or leave a comment and I'll see what I can do. Happy scrapping!